Hey everybody, welcome to Get to Know 360. I can't tell you how glad we are to be back. And for those of you that are rejoining us, welcome back. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to our show. This is where we introduce you to, I don't know, the best cookware and bakeware on the planet. Okay? This is the best cookware and bakeware on the planet. We're going to show you how it works tonight. But first, I want to do a little sound check. If you guys can just hit the chat room for a second and let us know that we're coming through loud and clear. That would be great. Last thing we want to do is get through the whole show and everybody say, I didn't hear anything. So if you could just let us know that we're coming through loud and clear, Jamie, we're good?
Loud and clear.
Nice. Okay. Well, again, we're going to show you 360 cookware and bakeware, but mostly we're going to focus on certain parts of the set tonight. But I am your host, Chef Tim. And I work here at 360 along with Jamie Robinson. Say hi, Jamie.
Hello.
Now, Jamie has been gone. I don't know if you remember, but last time she was on vacation during the Spreecast, so it's been quite a long time. She has been chomping at the bit to get back to you tonight, and she's back. And Kiki in the other room. I don't know if Kiki can say hi, but she's in there in the chat room, and she's also going to be helping out as well. All three of us make up the team here, and we're glad to be with you tonight. Now, it's 6 o'clock Eastern. This show is live, okay? So if I drop a pen, it's all really happening. And so 3 o'clock on the West Coast, so thanks for joining us. If you're coming to us from work or in the middle of the day, we appreciate it. Tonight, we're literally gonna blow your mind, okay? We're gonna show you that you can actually do baking on the stovetop. So we call it stovetop baking, and actually it's quite the searched term on the internet. It's one of the biggest questions that we get at 360 Cookware, and it's one of the most, like I was saying, most searched terms on the internet, and we get a lot of people coming into our site looking at how you do that. So we're gonna address that tonight. We're gonna show you why it works better in 360 Cookware. And so we're going to get right into that. But I want to also let you know, you got to stay tuned because we're in a big time giving mood. We haven't given anything away on the show in a couple of shows, and that's going to change tonight. We're going to give some stuff away. And so I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to happen a little bit later. And so we're hoping you're going to stay tuned for that. All right, so why stovetop baking? What's the big deal? Why do people even want to cook on the stovetop? Doesn't it go in the oven? I mean, isn't that tradition? Traditionally, you turn it on, you heat up the whole kitchen, everything gets heated up, and you put it in the oven, and it's all good. So why would we want to mess with that? Well, kind of for that reason. One, it takes a lot of energy to get your oven up to speed, and it takes a lot of heat. And if you live where we do, it's hot. Right now, it's hot. We've been in the 90s all week. It's really humid. And so we're running our air conditioners all the time, and the last thing we want to do is heat up the kitchen just to bake some brownies. So that's one of the reasons. And then with 360 cookware, your baking can come out a lot moister, a lot more moist. We've been fighting with this all day today. Is it moisture? Is that even a word? Moisture? You guys tell me. Is moisture a word? I need to know because I tell you what, Jimmy's been saying it all day, and now it's in my head. So if you tell me,
why are you saying I was wrong?
You. Whenever you guys tell her it's not a word, she'll know she was wrong. So it comes out more moist, and you're going to see that today. So a couple of good reasons: keep your energy bill down, keep your house cooler, and more moisture in the baking. All right, as you can see, folks, we're just getting going. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to tell you this. We already made this up. I don't know if you can see that, but yum, it looks good. Now, I'm going to confess, this is not a Chef Tim do-it-yourself flour recipe. No, this is, store-bought recipe. If you want good recipes for how you do it yourself, go to mybakingaddiction.com. Jamie will have, not this Jamie, the Jamie that,
certainly not this Jamie.
Yeah, the Jamie that runs that site has unbelievable recipes, and so you can get some really good homemade recipes there. That's not what this is, but we're not really talking about the brownies tonight. We're going to talk about what we're going to do with the brownies. All right, so you see two different sets of pans here, and we've never shown our pro set or our pro line on the show before, so we're going to do that tonight, and we're going to kind of talk a little bit about what makes it different and why we're showing it. So this is what we've been cooking all day in. We decided to try this out. We've never done it before, but we put the brownies on the slow cooker, and they've been cooking for hours. We haven't peeked at it because, you know, with 360, you don't want to peek. So we haven't peeked at it. They've been cooking for hours, but they smell really good. So we're going to be revealing that a little bit later. Here is our 360 Pro. This is what we're actually going to put the brownies in. I'm sorry to say that we're not going to be able to, I don't know, stay here for hours so that you can see how they look. That's why we did these earlier. The great thing with on the stove baking is you can't really screw it up because it's cooking in its own moisture. If you walk away, it can go for a couple hours and it's not going to get burned. It's not going to, nothing's going to happen to it. So 360 Pro, as you can see, it's a little bit different. We call these phenolic handles. They're a really tough, durable type of plastic handles rather than all stainless steel. Our 360 Pro line is 7 layers, okay? 7 layers of stainless steel, aluminum, and it's also induction capable. So what also makes our cookware, along with everything else that I'm going to tell you about, is the removable handles. So you can see that this guy now, it's all completely stainless steel. The handle's removed basically with just a click. So for instance, if you were doing baking on the stove and you wanted to move it for one last shot in, if for some reason you did heat up your oven and you needed to put the pan in the oven for some reason, you can simply stick it in with one hand, release it with the same hand, and when you go in to retrieve it, it simply goes in and you can grab it out. It's all designed to be one-handed, which makes it very cool. Now also, same construction, same 110 gauge all the way around from the bottom to the top, so we didn't change that. The same lip right here that has the lid that fits right into it to create that vapor seal, which is what allows our food to cook in their own moisture, retaining all the nutrients, keeping them the temperature low. You know, one of the best things about 360 cookware is you're cooking your food on lower temperatures quicker, thus keeping in all the nutrients. So 360 Pro, it's on our website. It's a great alternative. Sometimes you need a pan that's a little bit more versatile, that you want to be able to remove the handles. Maybe you want to stack them and the handles are getting in the way, but it can be a really great option for that. So we're going to go ahead and now I will tell you that you are going to have to put something in the pan, okay? Otherwise you could get a little bit of sticking. So what I did, and when I did this earlier today, I just greased it up with the butter. So I just take a stick of butter and I run it around the pan, nothing crazy. I don't melt butter in here or anything. Butter's been out a little bit, it's kind of soft. What's that?
You're heavy-handed.
It's all about being my fault. Not the butter, it's me. I'm gonna need a napkin or something. So when you're moving this around, also make sure that you get up on the edges. That's going to be important so that thank you, so that it can release. If you don't get high enough on the edges, then it could stick to the edge, and when you're trying to extract it out, it could end up being a problem. So just make sure you get up enough on the edges to cover it. Hold on, I'm all greased up. So if you see that, so it's up on the edges. We just kind of covered the whole thing. We didn't go crazy. There you go. Oh, thanks, Kiki. That's Kiki. You guys didn't see her, but she left her room to come get me a napkin. Thank you. So we're just going to go ahead and put this in here. Yes.
Beverly brought up a good thing. She asked if the pan was preheated before you added the butter.
Great question. Beverly's wanting to know if the pan was preheated before we added the butter, and the answer to that is no. Okay, you want to start your stovetop baking in a cold pan.
There's still so much in there. Get all that out of the bowl. My grandmother would strangle you.
You see what I'm dealing with? She's gone on vacation just for one time. See, now I would normally, back in the day, as a young child, my mom would leave a little bit in the bowl so that I could lick that, but apparently Jamie feels that we need to get it all in there. Bet you if we went to Jamie's house, we'd find little pieces of food wrapped in tinfoil in her freezer. You good?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll shake it a little bit just to make sure that it fills all the bottom. You don't want to have any air pockets down there. So I'll shake it a little bit and then smooth it out. And really, that's all you need to do. Once you have your batter, once you have whatever's going to go in there, whether it's cornbread, cake, brownies, if you want to do a flat cookie, this is a really great way, by the way, if you want to make a big cookie for somebody's birthday and put a little face on it or whatever. If you grease the pan enough so that you make sure it doesn't break when you extract it out, this is a really great way to do that because it's very round. You can also do that on the 2.3 casserole dish right here. It's a little bit bigger around, so it makes it a little bit bigger of a cookie. But really great way to make a big cookie that you can give somebody as a gift. So,
Question.
we have a question.
Michaela wants to know, is spray oil like coconut or olive oil or pan not recommended?
Okay, so the question is spray oil like Pam, coconut oil, olive oil, or what else?
You said pan, coconut oil, or olive oil?
Or olive oil, not
Spray oil,
recommended.
yeah.
Not necessarily. You can use spray. You can use spray oil. I use a little olive oil misto sometimes. With regard to baking, I personally like to use butter. But the only thing I would not recommend, and this is just for me trying it, is coconut oil. For some reason, doesn't seem to do as well with helping the food release from it. And I think I mentioned that if you haven't watched our screencast on doing omelets, I actually tried. I mean, I use a lot of coconut oil, and I actually tried coconut oil as the agent with the omelets, and man, it was like, and it just stuck like nobody's business. So Pam, yep, okay. I mean, I don't recommend Pam in general, but you can use it. It's not going to hurt anything. Misto, so spray olive oil is fine, and they also make that in aerosol. I think that's fine too. I just use butter myself.
Same kind of area parchment paper on the bottom.
Okay, so another question, can you put parchment paper on the bottom? I don't know. I never tried that.
It's yes.
Jamie is weighing in and she says that that's a yes, you can do that. It's not going to burn. I know that. I mean, we put paper on the bottom before, parchment paper on the bottom before. I never personally had to use that, so I didn't want to guide you in the wrong direction. But Jamie is giving you the.
There is.
Okay.
We actually use parchment paper for our carrot cake, which is homemade, and there's a video on YouTube.
You want me to turn the camera? We'll turn the camera on too. So parchment paper, good. You're good. Who was that?
That was Beverly.
Beverly, again, thanks Beverly. Great questions. I appreciate it. So here's going to be the really hard part for you, okay? You're going to put the lid on and you're going to leave it. No peeking. I would recommend that you put it on low or just a little bit over low and let it go. It's probably going to go for 40 minutes to an hour, and then you can open it up and you can put your little toothpick in there and check it and see how it's doing. This is not, let me say this is not a fast way to do brownies. So if your kids come running in, Mom, can you make brownies? We want brownies right now. This is not a fast way to get that done and satisfy this. This is if you're trying to keep the heat down and maybe you're doing something else. Maybe you're working at home today and you just want to put some brownies on, but you don't want to have to deal with remembering or going in there and checking it every couple of minutes. You can put it on the slow cooker or you can even put it on the stove on low and let it go. But what creates cooking in 360 is the convection part of it, okay? And by convection, what I mean is once the lid goes on and it reaches vapor seal and you spin the lid, it creates a seal and it pulls that lid down in, and because of the even heating, the consistent gauge around the pan, it creates a convection almost like its own little oven. But every time you lift the lid, boom, it's like opening the door on your oven and letting it be open. Because it's such a small confined area, it'd be like baking a cake and opening the door on your oven for 20 minutes. and then you close it, you have to get the temperature back up. So let it go, don't peek, okay? I'm serious, don't peek. And you're gonna love the results. So what we're gonna do is here, I'm gonna move this. No, you can't lick that later. Sorry to say. Hey, I thought we were gonna, we're gonna put it here and we're just gonna cut it right there. Okay, so this is the one, whoa! I hadn't looked in there, look at that. See, look at the condensation, you can see the condensation in here. This is what's gonna help the brownie stay moist. Now, this is the part of the live show that I always get a little freaked out over, right? Is it gonna come out of here? But one of the things I want you to, Amy's gonna kill me because I'm touching the camera. Can you see the way it's pulled away from the edges though? That's really the beauty in all of our cookware and bakeware. So whenever you're baking in 360 bakeware, whether you're baking a cake, whether you're baking brownies in our 9x13 pan, or you're baking a pie, because of the way it heats evenly all the way up the sides, it starts at the bottom and then it cooks up the sides and in, and it.
You're not supposed to be watching me.
She's just like giggling over here. It's distracting. You're going to be banned in a minute. It pulls away from the sides, so it makes it very easy to take out. It gives you even sides, and you're going to love it. So we're going to give this. Oh, it's pulling away pretty easy actually. Or you could just do that.
Nice. It's clean. Look at that pan.
It's a frisbee.
Look at it. There's nothing in there.
Well, hold on. Let me put this over here. What? I'm gonna put little M&Ms on there and make a face. Do you remember what I was talking about with the cookie? There you go. That's a brownie right there. Now look at the pan.
Wow.
There's nothing in there. There's no residue. Well, I mean, there is a little bit of residue, but you're gonna clean that up in no time. That is, yeah. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do we get that? Why is it like that? Part of it is that we coated the pan, but the real main reason is because of our dry sanding method. So instead of using really harsh chemicals to get the finish on our cookware, we have a very safe, very environmentally friendly, green dry sanding process. No harsh chemicals, just a mild detergent, probably more mild than you use to to clean your dishes at home. And we dry sand the finish on this pan and all of our pans, including our bakeware. And what it does is it creates a finer finish. So food releases easier and more consistently from it. A lot of times people are afraid to get stainless steel cookware, and they're afraid to use it to cook omelets, or they're afraid to use it to do pancakes or anything that they would normally use a nonstick pan for. So instead, even though they know that nonstick is not necessarily good for them, they use nonstick because it's easier. But I'm telling you, you can do the same thing on 360 cookware, and you can eat off the safest surface in the world, okay? T304 stainless steel, you can't find a safer surface to eat off of. The proof is right there. All right, so we're gonna cut, can you see, turn this, you know what? I'm just going rogue with this camera. We're gonna cut this. See, on 360 Spreecast, we're just keep going for it. It's like a pie.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, I can't eat this because, well, I just can't, but I'm gonna give a little piece to Jamie and she'll tell us how it is. Is it all right?
Mm-hmm.
I know you're thinking, right? Like if it was horrible, she'd be going, "Oh my gosh, it's so horrible." No, but is it good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's stovetop baking, and I have our cookbook. I don't know if you can see our cookbook. I have it open to stovetop baking with cornbread. You would do it really the same way. You would do it the same way with cornbread, and there's a bunch of recipes in here that you can use for desserts and for stovetop baking. Um, so we're excited. We're excited that you got to see that. I'm super excited it came out like that. Because honestly, Jamie was like, don't worry, it's going to be fine. I'm like, well, what if it doesn't come out? Beautiful. So we're actually been getting pretty lucky on this show, from omelets, from the first omelet that we did to now this, everything coming out really great. But I have to tell you that this is the way it normally happens for me at home. It always comes out really great, but I'm always just freaked out that on the live show when everything's on the line. And by the way, the show lives on and gets viewed 1,000 times. So I'm always freaked out that it's going to just, it'll be the one time the things crash and burn. All right. So we got the one that we've been cooking. This one is cooking now, and it'll be cooking for a while. I do want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do tonight to give away. This is our 360 small cookie sheet, okay? It's just a little bit small, well, about a quarter of size smaller than our large cookie sheet, but it's great for quick cookies, stuff that you want to get in the oven fast. And it's easier to pull out than the big cookie sheet if you're not doing, you know, a huge amount. Now, our cookie sheets are guaranteed not to warp. Now, I know that you know what I'm talking about, right? You put the cookie sheet in the oven, and then you hear, and you don't know what that is, and you look in there, and half your stuff has just been flung to the other side of the oven because your cookie sheet gets heated up, and bam, it warps. Not going to happen here. This is also a cladded metal, just like our cookware. So has the T304 stainless steel on the top that was dry sanded, and then it has a core, aluminum core. So all the way to the corners, it heats evenly. Once this thing heats up, you can run through batches of cookies like you would never think, and they're all going to be just the same from here to here to here to here. Now, the way I put this to the test when I first got mine is frozen French fries, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You put some frozen French fries in the oven, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and then you pull them out. And these ones right here are all they're all black, crispy. And then these ones over here are still half frozen, and these are somewhere in the middle. When you're using this, all the French fries are going to come out perfect. They're all going to be the same. They're going to be cooked the same. Okay. So what we want is we want to give away a couple of these, but we want you to come on camera and we want you to tell us what your favorite thing to bake is. So take a second to think about what is your favorite thing to bake, and come on camera. We'll either give away one of these, or we may give you something that complements what your favorite thing to bake is. So who's going to be first? I get it, right? I know if you're in your jammies, you know, you're just came in from a run, maybe you don't want to be on camera. Tough. What? Beverly's coming on camera?
Beverly's coming on camera.
Hello.
There she is. Hey, Beverly.
Beverly.
Hi.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Hold on, 1 second. We don't normally turn on my speaker because then I get feedback, but Jamie's going to turn it on. Just give us a second. What's that?
Oh, hold on.
Now we're having technical
I
difficulties.
can hear a little bit.
Oh, I just heard you laugh, so I can hear something.
Good.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a sign language interpreter, so I was just gonna sign it for you.
You are. So I could have been cussing right there for all you know, right? I have no idea what I'm doing.
You did fine.
So where are you right now? Where are you living or calling from or on the line
Houston,
from?
Texas. Houston,
Houston.
Texas.
Are you having good weather there?
Oh, really wet and humid right now.
Yeah, well, a bit of the same here, I'm afraid. It's been, you know, if you look at our weather thing, it just says thunderstorms every day straight for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm sure you're getting a little bit of the same. So tell us, what's your favorite thing to bake?
Cookies.
Cookies. Okay, well that makes
cookies.
it easy. So can we get you one of these cookies? Do you already have a 360 cookie sheet?
I have a large one, but not a small one.
Oh, we'll see. Look how that works out. Now tell everybody a little bit. So you obviously you love to cook cookies and you have a large cookie sheet. So how is it?
I love it. I love my cookie sheet. It's awesome. It's
So
the prettiest one I have. If you could see all my other ones, they're warped. they're, they're horrible. But the 360 it stays nice, pretty shiny, and things come right off of it. I make some
okay.
really flat lace cookies,
Uh-huh.
and they come right off of that really nicely.
Now that's something that people don't would normally think because it's stainless steel. They think that they're going to come out of the oven and they're going to be stuck to it, and it's going to be really difficult. But I find the same thing that you're finding. It's just that
Right on.
people think I'm paid to say that, but they never stick for me either. That's the greatest thing when you say.
Yes. With these, I usually have to cook them on foil and peel them away, and they work beautifully.
You know, the other thing I like is yours easy to clean up?
Yes, very easy.
Yeah, me too. So we're gonna, do we have Beverly's information? I would imagine if you have something of 360, we already have your info.
Yes, but you can send it to info@360cookware too.
So yeah, just so make sure that we do, just send your address info to info@360cookware.com
You said
and address.
info at 360?
Yep,
Info at,
info at 360cookware.com. And we'll get one
okay.
of the small, we'll get one of the small ones out to you. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. It's great to see you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
All right, we've got Michaela next.
Michaela, come on.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming on camera.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, where are you at right now in the country anyway?
In LA, well, outside LA in Pasadena.
So Pasadena, I used to live in Pasadena myself. Well, just right outside Pasadena, and my cell phone, I still have a 626 area code on my cell phone. So when I call
Yeah,
people, they think I'm calling from Pasadena. I love that city. I love that town.
me too.
So tell us, what's your favorite thing to bake?
I love French desserts, so I've been making a lot of meringue-based things. So either baked meringues or I'll make a meringue crust and then fill it with coconut cream and fruit and then freeze it into a vacuum. But I also make cakes and clafoutis and other French things. So
Wow, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's hardcore. You're gonna be sending some of that
yeah.
over to me, right? I'm all super hyped. Here I am with my little brownie, and meringue, I just so crust. Okay, so let me ask you this: if it was a cake pan or a pie pan or a cookie sheet, which one of those would help you the most as far as all the things that you do?
Hmm. So the pie pan is made out of the same stainless
Yeah.
steel.
You have a pie pan?
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, it's all the same. For instance, here's one of our, this is actually a cake pan, but the pie pan is
Mm-hmm.
a little bit bigger than this, but it's still the cladded metal. And a little bit about our pie pan. We went to a culinary event at the State Department. We were invited because they were doing this big old kickoff on, they had this new chefs initiative and they wanted to teach people around the world how things that we cook in America, because we're all so used to foreign cuisine, but out in the world, not a lot of people saying, "Hey, I'm going to cook American tonight." So
Right.
yeah, the State Department put together this huge core of chefs to go out into the world and teach American cuisine. And one of the gifts that
Wow.
we gave was a pie pan to all the different chefs, and they absolutely loved it. In fact, we gave it with the White House chef's apple pie recipe. So it was really cool.
Oh, very cool.
Apparently, we are 360, but apparently we don't have a pie pan to show you. I'm embarrassed to say that. But if you would like a pie pan, I'd be happy to send you one. Or a cake pan, either one, your choice.
Yeah, either one I'm happy with. So.
You know what? You make the decision.
Okay.
What would you rather have?
I guess cake.
Cake pan? Okay. I was gonna say if you chose the pie pan, I'm gonna make you send me a pie. So.
Good
All
thing.
right.
Good choice.
There you go. All right. So I don't know if we have your info. So send Jamie your info to info@360cookware.com.
Okay.
And we'll get one
Thank
out.
you.
And then now the only thing we're gonna need from you is you got to get back to us and tell us how you like it. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Great to see you.
That's all we have in the queue right now.
That's it. All right. Okay. Well, we're right at our time, but I do want to tell you that please come follow us on Twitter at 360 Cookware. You can follow me on Twitter at Chef Tim Bush. And then we definitely want you to follow us on Spreecast. So if you're on the show right now as a visitor and you're not following us, I know it makes you sign up for a quick account just like anything, but definitely follow us on Spreecast. And that way you'll get updates every time we're getting ready to do another show. And you can come on. And if you haven't taken a look at the shows that we've done in the past, I think this is what, our 6th show or 7? I think 6 or 7. So we have a little bit of a stable of shows now that you can go back and look at and learn how to do the 10-minute tilapia. You can learn how we do omelets. That's one, of course, I do an omelet for my wife every Sunday, so that's one of our favorites. We did a Cinco de Mayo show. We've done vegetables with what?
We did a bakeware.
We did bakeware. So, and bakeware, by the way, one of the most popular shows. So take a look back at some of the stuff that we've done. The show is really your show. It's for us to help you understand 360 Cookware better. So as always, we want your suggestions and information as to how we can make it better. And if there's questions that you have before the show starts, you can always type those into the screen anytime before the show starts so that we know what we can or how we can tailor it to what you want.
We have another question.
Yes, question.
Right.
Perfect.
From Beverly, she asked, will we be doing a cast on frying?
Oh, it's recast on frying.
Yeah. Let me ask her if if she means like fry pan frying or like
Okay,
chicken frying.
so what I heard the question was, Beverly, was are we going to do a screencast on frying? So we need just a little bit more clarification from you. Are you talking about stir frying, maybe like in a wok, or are you talking about just frying in a fry pan, or are you talking about frying chicken? So give us a little bit more.
Fry pan frying.
Fry pan frying.
Hamburgers?
Okay. Well, you know, our fry pans are one of our biggest sellers, so there's absolutely no reason why we couldn't do that. In fact, now that you suggested it, we'll put it on the calendar and we will do it. If you, Beverly, if you have a suggestion and there's something specific that you want us to cook in the fry pan, please let us know. You can hit up Jamie at info@360cookware.com as well on that.
She says in oil, like doing French fries or chicken.
French fries or chicken in oil. Okay, easy enough. Now, I will tell you that when we do chicken, I never use oil. We always do the chicken in our 3.5 quart saute pan. But if you want to see it done in a little bit of oil, happy to do that. I can also do a chicken and veggies in the wok, and we can fry it up in the wok too. That could be fun.
I think I'm wrong. Because I fried chicken.
Oh, Jamie's coming on screen, guys.
Hey.
Hold on. We're about to go off the hook here.
I'm on online, not on online.
She's not on online. But all right, can you guys see Jamie? Somebody hit the chat. Tell her whether you can see her. Okay.
But anyway, frying chicken in grease in the cookware does make a difference. It tastes much better. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, Jimmy. So, Jimmy, if you didn't hear, what she's saying is that frying chicken in grease in the pan makes a big difference. Jamie does it a lot, and so we'll definitely do that and have some fun with that. And we'll look forward to it. We have a couple things already scheduled, but maybe we'll just slot one of those in there, or we'll do an extra one. Either way. But thanks for the suggestion. Love it. Anything else?
That's all the questions. Are you going to give me the offer?
All right, so the offer tonight is anything on the site, anything on 360cookware.com, 20% off till Friday night at midnight Pacific time, so 3 a.m. Eastern, 20% off anything you want on the site. And the offer code on that is?
Summer Sweet.
Summer Sweets. Is it all one word?
No.
Summer Sweets, 2 words. Summer Sweets get you 20% off anything on the site. Have fun with that. And we're going to close it out. We want to thank you again for being here. Those of you who watch this show on recording, thank you for watching. And follow us again. Follow us so that you can see it live at some point. So signing off from Central Florida, Jamie, myself, Kiki, thanks for being here. We want your food to taste good. See you next time.
Night.